Did you know that nearly 50% of marriages end in divorce? Yet, studies show that couples who stay in love and happy relationships live longer, healthier lives. It's a shocking truth, but here's something even more surprising. A study found that couples who laugh together are 60% more likely to stay together. That's right, laughter could be the secret ingredient to lasting love. We all want that perfect, fairy tale romance, but what if we told you that the real magic of love lies in the small, everyday moments? The truth is, love isn't just about finding the one, it's about building something real and lasting with someone special. And you can do that by embracing unexpected moments, trusting the timing of life, and accepting the imperfections that make us human. In this video, we'll dive into the real secrets of love and happiness, not the myths. From the silent connections that speak volumes, to the powerful role of self-love in your relationships, we'll uncover strategies that can change how you approach romance. If you're ready to discover how to build a love story that's worth living, stick with us. This is the start of a journey you won't want to miss. Chapter 1: Unwritten Love Letters. The art of silent connection. Love isn't always about the words we say, but the moments we share without speaking. In fact, studies show that up to 93% of communication is nonverbal, meaning that what we don't say is just as important as what we do. So, how can you harness this silent power in your relationships? Start by paying attention to body language. A simple touch, a knowing glance, or even the way your partner moves when they're near you can speak volumes. Psychologist Albert Mehrabian, in his famous study, found that 55% of communication is body language, 38% is tone of voice, and only 7% is actual words. This shows that the unsaid moments are where emotional connection thrives. Think about it. Have you ever been in a room with someone and just felt their presence? That silent connection at work. Romantic relationships are about comfort in silence, sharing space without always needing to talk. One of the most beautiful aspects of love is the unspoken bond that forms between two people, a connection that transcends words. The key strategy here is awareness. Being present in those quiet moments will bring you closer to your partner. Whether it's a smile shared across the room or a quiet moment under the stars, these small gestures hold immense emotional value. Pay attention to them, they may speak more than 1,000 love letters. Also, practicing empathy helps you understand the unspoken words. When you become aware of your partner's body language, you can better respond to their needs without them saying a word. This deep understanding is what makes love more meaningful and real. Chapter 2: Love in Unexpected Places. Finding romance beyond the fairy tale. If you've always imagined love as a fairy tale, you might be missing out on the real magic of relationships. True love doesn't always happen at first sight, and it certainly isn't always dramatic. According to relationship expert Dr. John Gottman, successful relationships often begin from ordinary, unassuming moments. The magic isn't in the meeting, it's in the building of a connection over time. In fact, 60% of couples report meeting their significant other through mutual friends or at work, far from the idealized romantic settings we often dream about. This is the first strategy to embrace. Be open to love in unexpected places. Stop looking for the perfect moment and start creating it with the people around you. This doesn't mean love can't be romantic, it simply means you need to let go of rigid expectations. Think about your closest friendships. Some of the best romantic relationships start as friendships because they grow from trust and understanding. For instance, the iconic couple of Ross and Rachel from Friends took years to transition from friends to lovers. True love doesn't need to be rushed. One important tip is to remove the pressure. When you stop forcing a connection and just let things happen naturally, you might find love where you least expect it. According to a 2022 survey by the dating app Hinge, 70% of people said that their best relationships started unexpectedly or unexpectedly blossomed after a slow burn. So, whether it's a coworker, an old acquaintance, or someone you meet in a bookstore, remember, love doesn't come with a script. Let it happen as it will, and trust the process. Sometimes, the most romantic love stories are the ones that grow quietly over time. Chapter 3: The Forgotten Magic. How self-love creates lasting romance. We often hear the saying, you can't love someone else until you love yourself, but what does that really mean? The truth is that self-love isn't just a buzzword, it's the foundation of a healthy relationship. When you feel good about yourself, you're more likely to attract a partner who also respects and values you. In fact, studies have shown that people with high self-esteem are more likely to have fulfilling relationships. Self-love doesn't mean being narcissistic, it means respecting yourself enough to prioritize your own needs and happiness. One simple way to practice self-love is by setting boundaries. By doing so, you show yourself and your partner that you deserve respect, not just in love, but in life. A study by the National Institutes of Health found that people with strong boundaries are less likely to feel resentful or burnt out in relationships. Another key aspect of self-love is emotional regulation. Couples who are able to manage their own emotions tend to have stronger relationships. The ability to stay calm during disagreements or setbacks is a sign of emotional maturity, something that comes with knowing and accepting yourself. According to psychologist Dr. Sue Johnson, couples who can soothe themselves and each other in times of stress are more likely to have successful, long-term relationships. By focusing on self-care and self-compassion, you not only improve your relationship with yourself but also with your partner. One of the most romantic gifts you can give to your relationship is being emotionally available and balanced. The more you love yourself, the more love you have to give. Lastly, remember that self-love leads to healthier expectations in relationships. You won't settle for less than you deserve, and you'll be more likely to find a partner who loves you in the way you need. It's not about being perfect, it's about being happy with who you are, flaws and all. When you're content within yourself, love from others feels more fulfilling and authentic. If you want more strategies for building healthier, happier relationships, make sure to subscribe now. Don't miss the next chapters where we dive deeper into love's secrets. Chapter 4, Serendipity versus Destiny, the science of love's timing. When it comes to love, timing is everything. You might have heard people say, it wasn't the right time, or the stars weren't aligned. Well, it turns out that there's some truth behind this idea. A study conducted by the University of California found that timing plays a crucial role in relationships. In fact, 62% of people who met the love of their life reported that they were in the right place at the right time. Sometimes, love isn't about searching, it's about waiting for the perfect moment. But how do you know when that perfect moment arrives? One key strategy is patience. Being patient and not rushing into relationships can make a world of difference. In his book The 7 Principles for Making Marriage Work, Dr. John Gottman explains that couples who take time to really get to know each other tend to have stronger, longer-lasting relationships. It's the slow burn that leads to lasting love, not the rush. It's also important to recognize the difference between serendipity, the fortunate accident of finding love, and destiny, the belief that love is meant to happen at a specific time. Many couples believe their relationship is destined, but studies show that the most successful relationships are built on mutual effort, not fate. So, while serendipity might be the spark, effort fuels the fire. Another strategy is to stay open to new experiences. Whether you meet someone in a random cafe, on a spontaneous trip, or through an unexpected encounter, embracing life's unpredictability can bring love your way. In fact, a survey by Match.com found that 60% of relationships begin when people are least expecting it. The key takeaway here? Don't stress over finding love at the right time. Focus on living your life and being open to new opportunities. Love often finds you when you stop trying to control its arrival. Chapter 5, The Romance of Imperfection, Embracing Flaws in Love. Perfection isn't real, and yet, many people still search for it in their relationships. But what if we told you that the most meaningful love stories are built on flaws? A study published in the Journal of Social and Personal Relationships found that couples who embrace their imperfections are more likely to feel satisfied and stay together. It's about accepting the quirks and imperfections that make your partner who they are, not trying to mold them into something they're not. The first step in embracing imperfections is letting go of unrealistic expectations. According to Dr. Brené Brown, author of The Gifts of Imperfection, vulnerability is key to building trust and connection in relationships. When you allow yourself to be imperfect, it opens the door for your partner to do the same. This mutual vulnerability creates a deeper bond that goes beyond surface-level attraction. The next step is practicing forgiveness. No one is perfect, and both partners will make mistakes. But forgiveness, both giving it and receiving it, helps love thrive. A study by the University of Michigan found that couples who practice forgiveness are more likely to experience lasting happiness in their relationships. Holding on to grudges only creates distance, while letting go brings people closer. Another strategy is to focus on the positives rather than the negatives. In his book The 5 Love Languages, Gary Chapman highlights how focusing on your partner's strengths rather than their flaws can deepen your connection. By constantly showing appreciation for the good in your partner, you create an environment where love can flourish. Lastly, learn to laugh at your imperfections. Humor is a great bonding tool. When you can both laugh at your own mistakes and quirks, it lightens the mood and strengthens your relationship. As the famous comedian Charles Chaplin said, "A day without laughter is a day wasted." In relationships, a little humor can go a long way. Chapter 6: Chasing the Dream, Building a Love Story Worth Writing. About many hopeless romantics dream of writing their own love story, a perfect narrative filled with passion, adventure, and heartwarming moments. But here's the truth: the best love stories are the ones you build together, day by day. According to a 2023 survey by Psychology Today, 70% of successful couples say they actively work on their relationship. This means that love isn't just something that happens to you, it's something you create. One way to start building your own love story is by setting shared goals. Couples who work together toward common dreams, whether it's buying a house, traveling the world, or building a family, tend to have stronger bonds. A study by the University of Denver found that couples with aligned goals were 50% more likely to have long-lasting relationships. Another key strategy is communication. Open, honest conversations help couples grow together. The Harvard Business Review reports that couples who talk about their dreams, desires, and fears have more satisfying relationships. It's not just about talking, it's about truly listening to each other. Effective communication can resolve conflicts, deepen understanding, and keep the connection alive. Furthermore, take time to create memories together. Experiences, whether big or small, help cement your bond. Studies show that couples who engage in novel activities together experience a boost in relationship satisfaction. It's about creating new stories to share, whether that's cooking a new meal, going on a spontaneous road trip, or simply enjoying a quiet evening together. Finally, remember that love isn't a destination, it's a journey. A love story isn't about finding perfection, it's about enjoying the process of building something meaningful together. Author Nicholas Sparks once said, "Love is like the wind, you can't see it, but you can feel it." Love isn't always about grand gestures, it's about the small, everyday moments that make up your unique story. So, chase the dream of a love story worth writing about. Create your own adventure, filled with laughter, growth, and connection. The most romantic relationships are those that evolve over time, not those that are planned out in advance. When you and your partner work together, your love story will be one for the books. Don't forget to subscribe for more tips on building lasting love and happiness. Keep following our journey to discover how to create the relationship of your dreams.